Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Are you on SSDI or SSI? Are you wondering whether the government's newest financial relief package could finally put some real dollars into your pocket, maybe even as much as $2,500? Well, don't go anywhere, because today's video is all about the proposed $2,500 Social Security payment, who might receive it, when it could arrive, and how it ties into the bigger economic picture facing millions of Americans today. This isn't clickbait, this is real, developing news. And by the end of this video, you'll be more informed than most Americans about what's potentially coming your way. Now, let's dive into what we know so far, and what this new payment could mean for Social Security Disability Insurance SSDI and Supplemental Security Income SSI beneficiaries. Over the past few weeks, a new wave of hope has emerged for low-income Americans and disabled individuals receiving Social Security benefits. That hope is attached to a number: $2,500. This figure has been circulating in financial circles, discussed in closed-door congressional meetings, and even referenced in early drafts of new economic proposals designed to ease the pressure on those hit hardest by inflation. You may be asking yourself, where is this $2,500 number coming from? Is this another stimulus check? Is it a bonus? A retroactive correction? Or is it just another political promise with no follow-through? The answer lies somewhere in the middle, but what's absolutely clear is that this proposal is gaining traction in Washington. For millions of SSDI and SSI recipients, it could be the most significant direct payment they've seen in years. Let's first talk about why this payment is being proposed in the first place. Over the last year, inflation has continued to eat away at purchasing power. While the government has offered annual cost of living adjustments COLAs to Social Security beneficiaries, many recipients argue that these increases haven't kept pace with real-world costs. Monthly SSDI checks are averaging around $1,537, while SSI benefits often sit well below $800. When you consider how much rent, food, transportation, and medication cost these days, it's no surprise that advocacy groups have been pushing lawmakers to step up. In fact, a coalition of national disability rights organizations recently submitted a joint proposal to Congress, demanding emergency support for beneficiaries who are either excluded from past pandemic stimulus programs or whose incomes have failed to meet the rising costs of living. The $2,500 figure was part of that proposal. And now, with lawmakers facing growing pressure to respond ahead of the 2025 election cycle, it's being taken seriously. So, who exactly would be eligible to receive this proposed payment? According to the drafts and preliminary discussions circulating within financial committees, this one-time payment would be targeted primarily at SSDI and SSI recipients. That's because these two groups consistently report the highest rates of financial vulnerability among federal benefit recipients. They are often individuals who are unable to work due to permanent disabilities, and in the case of SSI recipients, they may also have no other income sources. The inclusion of SSDI and SSI recipients in the proposal is not just about compassion, it's about necessity. Many of these individuals are living on the brink, facing decisions between paying for medication or keeping the lights on. The goal of this payment is to offer immediate, meaningful relief, not a token amount, but something that could actually make a difference, even if just for a month or two. Let's talk timing now. If you're wondering when this money might show up in your account, you're not alone. Everyone wants to know, what's the payment timeline? Here's what we understand based on early internal estimates. The payment is still in the legislative process, but momentum is building. Lawmakers are hoping to finalize the proposal and introduce it for a vote sometime in May 2025. If that happens, the Social Security Administration will begin preparing the logistics for dispersing the funds. Once approval is secured, the rollout would likely begin in late July, starting with beneficiaries who receive their payments via direct deposit. Paper checks would follow soon after, and SSA insiders have projected that all eligible recipients could receive the full payment by the end of August 2025. That's assuming there are no delays, but given how previous direct payments like stimulus checks were handled, the system is in place to move quickly. But how will this payment be delivered? For those who already receive Social Security benefits, the process should be seamless. If you're on direct deposit, your $2,500 would go straight to your bank account. If you use a direct express debit card, that's where the funds would be loaded. And if you still receive paper checks, those would be mailed to your home address on file. It's important to double-check that your contact information with the SSA is accurate. This is especially critical if you've moved recently or changed your banking details. A delay in updating your records could mean a delay in receiving your payment. Another important concern we've heard is whether this payment will impact other benefits. It's a valid question. Many people on SSI or SSDI also rely on other forms of assistance like Medicaid, SNAP food stamps, or subsidized housing. So naturally, they want to know, could a one-time $2,500 payment push them over income thresholds and jeopardize their other support? The good news is, based on how past payments have been handled, including the 3 COVID-19 stimulus checks, a payment like this would most likely be treated as non-countable income. That means it wouldn't be included when calculating your eligibility for other benefit programs. In fact, SSA rules usually allow for a 12-month exclusion window for one-time payments, meaning this money can sit in your account for up to a year without impacting your benefits. Still, it's always a good idea to speak with a caseworker or Social Security advisor if you're unsure how it might affect your specific situation. Now let's shift gears and talk strategy. If this payment is approved, and all signs are pointing that way, what should you be doing right now to prepare? Step 1. Log into your SSA online account and make sure everything is up to date. Your direct deposit info, your mailing address, your email and phone number. These small details can make a big difference when it comes to getting your payment on time. Step 2. Ignore the scammers. Whenever there's talk of government money going out, scammers come out of the woodwork. No one from the SSA will call, email, or text you asking for personal information to release your payment. If you get a message like that, it's a scam. Hang up. Delete it. Report it. Step 3. Have a plan. Think ahead about how this money could best serve you. Do you need to catch up on rent? Stock up on groceries? Pay off a medical bill or finally buy a new pair of glasses? Use this one-time opportunity to reduce your financial stress and set yourself up for a more stable second half of the year. Now here's a very common question we've been seeing. What if I'm still applying for SSI or SSDI? Will I be included? That's a great question, and here's the answer. If your application is still pending, or you begin your application before the payment is officially issued, there is a good chance you will be retroactively included. The SSA typically sets a cutoff date based on when applications were submitted or approved. So even if your benefits haven't started yet, but your application was in process at the right time, you could still be eligible to receive the payment once your claim is finalized. So if you've been holding off on applying for SSDI or SSI, now is the time to act. Even if you don't qualify for this particular payment, getting your application in now puts you one step closer to long-term financial support. One final thought to consider. While this $2,500 payment is a one-time proposal, it may not be the last. In fact, several senators have hinted that this could be the beginning of a larger plan to support low-income Americans. There are talks about making quarterly or biannual payments to Social Security recipients during times of economic downturn or rising inflation. It's still early, but if the response to this payment is positive and it helps people in a real, tangible way, it could lay the groundwork for more consistent supplemental support. It's rare that we get positive news like this in the world of federal benefits. So when we do, it's worth paying attention. In conclusion, the proposed $2,500 Social Security payment for SSDI and SSI recipients represents a rare and significant opportunity for millions of Americans to receive meaningful financial relief. It's not just a number, it's a lifeline for many. While we're still waiting on final approval, all signs suggest that this proposal is being taken seriously, has bipartisan interest, and could be implemented as early as this summer. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you never miss an update. And while you're here, Drop us a comment below. What would $2,500 mean for you right now? How would it help you or your family? Thank you so much for watching. Stay informed, stay safe, and take care of yourself and each other. We'll see you in the next video.